What is happening, guys? Mark Martinez back again. It's been I think it's been a few months actually. And again, guys, as you know, as I say, I took some time out, and you need to do this from time to time. You need to have a break from getting onto the YouTube thing and try to do everything you can with YouTube. Sometimes it's good to just literally go missing, come back, reevaluate, do what you need to do. Now, guys, the aim of this video, ultimately, what I want to talk about was why I believe, again, I wasted so much money on these fragrances, and why I think now I can see a different perspective of it. So again, guys, if you enjoy this content, please, again, do not forget to like and subscribe. Obviously, you know, as it stands right about now, the channel has to go in a different direction. I've said that so many times. And ultimately, guys, I literally now have managed to reduce my fragrance collection. Probably have about 60 fragrances. But before, I was pushing well into over 100 fragrances, guys. A lot of them I managed to sell on eBay. A lot of them I'm actually just either gifted and given away, or literally had to just throw them away because maybe they were going old. Maybe it was to a point where the fragrances were literally just, I don't know, maybe in the sunlight. And yes, as a bottle. So for instance, like this now, as you can see, if it zooms in. Yeah, so this is Valentino Uomo. This is a very nice fragrance I keep on deck. I've only actually purchased, funny enough, in probably best part now, probably about 3 months, I've only actually purchased this fragrance, and even then, this fragrance, and I think one more, and even then, again, I'm only sticking with the 50ml bottles. And if I really like the fragrance and I really want to keep it in my collection, I will actually go out and probably buy the biggest bottle, or at least 100ml. As it stands now, I keep it to 50ml if I'd even want a fragrance. And even then, guys, I've been tempted so many times. I've been to TK Maxx, I've seen different fragrances come out, different reviews as well. And I thought to myself, what really are you doing with this now? Now, again, guys, in my opinion, less is more. I probably spent easily into probably about £2,000 into fragrances over time, over the fragrance journey, quite easily. Zara fragrances, yes, we took a lot of those fragrances, guys, £10, £20, £20, £20. Didn't think anything about it in that moment. But over time, guys, what you're not understanding is that these companies know exactly what they're doing. They purposely keep the price slightly lower, so you feel in that moment, wow, I'm getting something for cheap. Don't get me wrong, guys, vibrant leather, if you see it, get it, why not? Have the experience, understand what it's about, understand where it currently is. But for those that are big in the fragrance game, for those that spend a lot of time understanding fragrances and learning about fragrances, you'll start to realize, again, you could have 50 fragrances. Let's take German fragrance, for example. Even him, I mean, I don't know how many fragrances he's got in his collection now. I'm sure it's well over into the hundreds, you could even say, or at least he's had his nose on, you know, that amount of fragrance in his lifetime. And even then, probably for him, is he going to be literally 50 times in a day picking up different fragrances and wearing each fragrance? No, there's only so much you can do. And one thing I've seen with a lot of other YouTubers, guys, and a lot of the channels, they lose, how could I say, I don't want to say they lose focus, but some channels, I think, have found that there's just so much that they're looking at, and again, it's about consumption. So there's so many fragrances that they keep talking about, but you know, they'll tell you something like, this is the best one to go and get, this is the best one, this is the top 5, this is the top 10. But equally, guys, I mean, in all honesty, these guys are the YouTubers, they're at a level with it, they're making money from it with the views and the hits and people obviously getting the affiliate links and everything else like that. You, Joe Blogs, maybe not. I don't know how your money rolls, but you might be in a position where you think, damn, what is that one fragrance I need to get to just keep me going? And I think, guys, ultimately, these guys are not going to give you that answer. You could say, maybe I'm hating on them, I don't know, but these guys are not going to give you that answer. These guys, ultimately, again, it is about making that revenue and getting the hits. I've seen other channels where literally, because again, it's a female, guys are looking at the channel, they want to hear what the woman has to say about it, when realistically, that woman doesn't give a damn. Her man may not even wear that fragrance, and that's the thing. She's saying this is a fantastic fragrance. Her man can smell it and say, I don't like that fragrance, give it her back, and she's still with him. Yet you as the guy, you've gone, you spent your money, you thinking you're gonna go to the club and get the girl with the fragrance. So I'm gonna give an example right about now with this Valentino. I was told this was the lick, I was told this was the one. Yeah, it had a little bit of a Invictus vibe going on. I got this one, I was like, this ain't anything to me. What's this about? And again, kept it with a 50ml. But ultimately, guys, as I say, don't fall into the trap. Don't fall into the trap. I want to just tell you this, and this is me saying this now after maybe about 3 years of going through the fragrance journey, less is really more. You do not need multiple fragrances. Try and at least, if you really want to push, keep it to 10 fragrances. If you want to go and spend more than that, that's entirely your decision. It's your money, it's your time. For me, guys, and the way I see life now, it's no different from when people go and buy expensive jewelry, go and buy expensive shoes. Everyone's going to have a hobby in some way, shape or form. But as life develops and things go on and you get different commitments in life, you have to take a step back and say, is this a genuine love for what it is, or is this a hobby, or is this even becoming an addiction? And I think the problem that I come across and what I realize is that the consumerism and the way it's set out is that literally you're never good enough. You always want something else, you always want something more, and that's the way the game is. That's the way consumerism works, that's the way capitalism works. There's this thing that's just slightly elusive from you, and ultimately until you get this, it's not going to work. For me, guys, as I say, in all honesty, there's probably, I'd even say probably, you could say 5 to 10 fragrances I'd want to keep solid in my collection. After that, don't need to do anything more, guys. Periodically something could come up,